Okay. So now when I've settled down, so just settle into your meditation posture. And however it is you're showing up tonight, just know that it's totally fine. And as you close your eyes, just allow yourself to turn inwards and try and reconnect with the stillness within you. And check your posture, your feet, sits bones, hands, shoulders are aligned with the hips. And imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head. And so just imagine you're lengthening your spine. Back of the neck is lengthening. And the head is very slightly tipped forward. And the eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose. And the tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And just bring your awareness to the crown of the head. And relax your scalp. And your forehead, eyes, nose, cheeks, your mouth. Relax the back of the head. Relax your ears, the inner ear, your temples, your jaw, back of the neck, shoulders, and allow the shoulder blades to drop down. And relax your throat, chest, belly, limbs, hands, fingers, and feet and toes. And just bring the mind to the breath. Just noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And if there are any sounds in your environment, maybe someone is in your home. You can hear traffic outside, or maybe dogs or people as they're walking. Maybe it's a bit late where some of you are. And then bring the mind back to the breath and just notice what's arising in the mind. And try not to judge or engage or get carried away with the story. And just bring your mind back to the breath. And again, watch what's arising. And again, try not to criticize or have opinions. Just notice what's there without any kind of judgment. And then put ourselves on the bank of our river and watch the river flow by. And while we're on the bank, we're free from the river. Now again, bringing the mind back to the breath as we draw into our consciousness the people of our life. So these are the people we love. These are the people we are super, super fond of. We want to take care of them. We want to protect them. We rely on them. We lean on them. We let them lean on us. No, we have profound relationships with some people. Extraordinary, really. And then there's those people who are not so great for us. Sometimes it's best we stay away from them. Sometimes they just, all they're not doing anything. We just get irritated by them. But we don't call them a friend. We just try to avoid those ones. And then there's our strangers. We probably have more of those that we see a day than we do friends, perhaps. As if you're driving a lot. Lots of strangers on the freeway and lots of strangers on the roads, in the supermarket. And remembering that these three groups of people could possibly change place in our lives at any time. And try and think of them equally. You know, we have so many wonderful things to say. We see so much potential in the ones we love. Of course we do. But actually the ones we don't love, they have the same potential. We just don't want to see it really. We don't really want to look for it. And so do the strangers. And they're all equal in their wish to be happy. They're like you and me. They keep trying to find happiness in whatever way. New phone, new this, try out this new recipe, get some relief from a certain amount of pain, whatever we're doing, wherever we are, we're looking for happiness. We're constantly searching for comfort. You know, when we get on a plane, before we get on the plane, we look at what's going to be the most comfortable seat for me at the price that I've paid for the ticket. Or should I pay an extra $60 and have a little bit more leg room? We're always looking for comfort, and all the companies out there are encouraging us to look for comfort. But we never quite get the satisfaction that we crave. And then there's all this suffering, these problems that we keep running into, mainly caused by us, actually, by what's going on in our mind. Our karma keeps arising, turns into problems. And we're constantly trying to escape these problems. We're always running into them. So we're all equal in the same way. So I think we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life, and by extension, all sentient beings. So remembering there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this purification process is basically a psychological one. We create negativity with our mind, so we can change it just as easily by creating positivity with our mind instead. It's just a decision that we make. This is where I want to go rather than here. So here we start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and in having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We can't bear the thought of any future suffering, because we know from our present suffering that we don't want it. So logically, it makes sense that we would try and do something about it, so that we would pull out these negative seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So you think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others, and think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, okay, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So we come to the power of reliance. We rely upon, return to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the power, the methods that we can use to purify. And we're not needing this Buddha to forgive us. We're purifying ourselves. We're doing it ourselves. We are doing the work by relying upon his methods. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And so you can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher, manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light. Sitting on the crown of your head, and he's facing the same way as you. He's sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion, and although born out of mud, untainted by that mud, just like our enlightened potential, born out of our delusions, yet untainted by them. And there's this beautiful, radiant face, excuse me, peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this is symbolizing enlightenment. The Buddha, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So we have a bit here on compassion. And in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by just developing a sense of wish for them to be free from suffering. And just make a strong this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine, doing the practice of purification. And so just imagine, first of all, we start with the body. Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, almost like coming out of a hose from a waterfall, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space. Excuse me, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta me boa sawasiti me piyatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya satra aham pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita. Dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa. Anarakta me boa sawasiti me piyatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawatata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya satra aham pe. Vajrasappa samaya manupalaya vajrasappa dina patita. Dida miboa sitokaya miboa sipokaya miboa. Anarakta miboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawatata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya satra aham pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentiment with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you can do anything other than benefit others now with your body. So just imagine the moment anyone even just sees you, gets a glimpse of you as you walk past them, benefits their mind. I mean, we don't think that way. So next is a purification of speech, and Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine that all the gossip, the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying, talking badly about others behind their backs and getting other people to agree with you, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mepiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya sata aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasiti mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabala mahasamaya satra aham pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. So the moment they hear the sweet sounds of your voice, it benefits their mind. So next is the purification of the mind. And Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when you walk into a pitch black room and you switch on a light. That light instantly dispels the darkness in the room. So it's the same here. The moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all the depression, attachment, grasping, neediness, bitterness, grudges, jealousies, disappointments, all these things that go on in our mind cause us to harm ourselves and others, absolutely, completely disappears with this light. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sutam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahosamaya Sata A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahosamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahosamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahosamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahosamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahosamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahosamaya Satra A Hum Pe. So now be delighted that all your delusions, all of our delusions, which are the cause of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified, gone. And think now there's no space in your heart for anything other than love and bliss and wisdom and compassion and kindness, phenomenal creativity and intelligence and inspiration. So now is purification of just the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And you can imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, and it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahosamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahosamaya Satra A Hum Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dita Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Supokaya Meboa Anarakta me boa sawa siri mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa siri mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida me boa sitokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa siri mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa siri mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita Dida me boa sutokaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anarakta me boa sawa siri mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya satra aham pe. Now feel completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So now we come to the power of resolve, and this is a really crucial part of the purification process, is just making a decision that we're going to refrain from harming with our body and our speech and our mind. And so over this process of, it's over a year now, almost 2 years, of kind of working on our minds, we're probably becoming a little bit more familiar with the kinds of things that we need to pay attention to that no longer serve us or others, that maybe cause us problems, maybe causes us anxiety or depression. So we're probably starting to make inroads into these kinds of things that are going on in our mind. Maybe there's something to do with our speech. Maybe there's something you do physically. And just rejoice in the efforts that you've made, the progress that you've made. That's really important, to encourage yourself. And then Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into light and dissolves into you through your crown. You think my guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while and perhaps think about all phenomena as being empty. They don't exist from their own side. And you can think that perhaps the way things are appearing to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. This just all helps to break down our concrete view of the world. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I have created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And these long life prayers, so we can pray that our lamas stay around as long as possible to guide us. The wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, O Tub Shu Chang Shin Jam Gon Gyalaway, Tenzin Kyong Pelaway, Kunzo Dog Porze. Fjog sum gur away leg mon to droop. Ha dag sog dulje kon du jab ten jog. And for Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindfully with loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request, O Lama, please, please live long. And for Geshe-Shara, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Everybody, thank you so very much for turning up on a Friday evening, particularly those of you in the East Coast. So very much appreciated. And in the Midwest, it's okay. It's even late for us here in the West Coast. And then we even have someone in Australia. It must be the middle of the day there, I think, Jay. All right. Lots of love, everybody. Thank you so much for hosting, Alexis. And thanks for keeping an eye on the room.